Wonderful. Look, there's a question here. Since you are talking about leaders, and what do you expect of your followers as a leader? What's your expectation?
You only expect followers to be followers. That is what I can say. That means you expect them to do what they are supposed to do in terms of supporting the leader. All right? Allowing themselves to be inspired. But that is what you expect of them. But if it doesn't come, all right? That is the best scenario you can get. But I can tell you as a leader, please don't expect it. The best way to approach it is not to expect it. When it comes, it is a bonus. But if it doesn't come, you need to navigate. That's what I can say. Look, you can have a team, everybody is against you. But your capacity to navigate, your capacity to get in touch with them, to see things from another angle, that's an art. Leadership is a science, but it's also an art.
It's also an art.
All right? Look, you as a leader, you can move to your followers instead of them coming to you. It's an art. And get them to see things from your angle. And I can tell you, it is at times the opposition from followers that makes you better. When you have a situation where followers sing your praise always, I can tell you, you lose the vision. You may have the vision, but you will be too complacent. So a leader is an eagle, and it soars on the obstacles that comes its way. It capitalizes on that. So the complaints from followers and all that is what makes you generate your avenues of solution to your problems. A leader is a problem solver. A leader does not complain about problems. When you meet a leader, you go and complain to a leader, and a leader laments with you the same problems, and that's nothing. The next time, the people don't come again. So you can share the pain of the people, that is fine, but they know that you take a certain action at the right time. I hope we are together. So followers, if they give you the support, fine. But if they don't give you the support, that is when your leadership ability comes. Your capacity to apply it and navigate, to get them to see things. That is where leadership. Where there are solutions already, you don't need leadership. It's where there are problems that you need leadership. And the problems normally come from the followers. They come in the form of complaints. They come in the form of what is it? All sorts of challenges. They come in the form of the people themselves, the followers themselves having their own problems. Okay? The followers themselves can be problems. If you have, for example, a group of people who are not educated, that alone is a problem for you to solve. Okay? So you expect them to give you support. If it doesn't come, please find a way of navigating and getting them. And that's where your maximum leadership ability comes to play. When you get support from followers, it is a bonus. Okay? It's a bonus. If you don't get it, please don't say, I came, you didn't support me, and because of that, I couldn't do ABC. In fact, that is the more reason why you are there as a leader, to navigate that problem. So I don't want to blame too much on followers. No, I expect them to do so. But if it doesn't come, in fact, expect that it shouldn't even come. Even though you have expectations for their support. But don't expect, if it doesn't come, you have to come a way of what? Find a way of what? Getting there. Imagine a child says, I will not eat. I will eat food. And you play around with the child. Then you've given a spoon, he eats more. After you say he empties the bowl. That is leadership. What have you done? You'll be able to use a carrot approach to get the child to. That is what leadership is the art, is the ability to navigate. It's the ability to at times go and cry in your room and take your shame, come and even plead and negotiate with your followers to see things a particular way. And once they catch it, they say, oh, the next time they will speak for you. So
Wonderful.
followers should simply be followers. That's the way I can put it.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
The other side I want to add is that once you keep inspiring them, then they also become more like you. All right?
Yeah, they grow into leaders.
Like you. And you replicate yourself in them. Because they become, if you are fearless, they become more fearless. Okay? And gradually, that is what we mean by influence. So you grow more of your kind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc. Doc, the accounting and the MPhil and the something all together, what's up? That was a question that came earlier.
Okay. I'm somebody who likes to explore. Okay. And you'll notice that beside your professional background, life actually, in facing life, you need to solve practical things. When you move beyond your hospital, out there, you meet your colleagues from all other. You're supposed to reason and be able to understand whatever is happening in regular life. So as a science person, you need to be able to know what econs is, what finance is. You need to understand. Because as you move up, you move into more of managerial and leadership levels. You move into levels of corporate governance, which was my MBA course, what I did. And that's about how boards govern organizations to be able to ensure that stakeholder needs are met and there's efficiency in the organization. They bring you a financial statement. You should be able to make meaning out of it. You see? So let's not be, and far back when I was a technician in 1997, I wrote an article. And that was, I've been looking for that article up to date. Those that we had them on this CD, what is it, the disk, the floppy disk and all that. So I've been trying, but that is looking beyond the bench, all right? Looking beyond the bench. The whole philosophy was to try to avert our minds that as lab scientists, we needed to look beyond what was happening behind the microscope and diversify into being lawyers, into being engineers, into being other fields, into administration, into policy direction, into regulation. Because these are things that interface and also affect our environment as medical lab scientists. Remember that we are situated in a milieu where there is continuous flow and influence from other professions on our professions. And if you do not upgrade or get yourself relevant and keep yourself as a closed system, I can tell you, you'll be outdated. So my whole idea was to get people to diversify. So, those times we had the highest level of training in our country was a diploma. I salute our senior colleagues who went through this training and had to go after certificate, go to diploma. After my A level, I had to come and do a diploma and a certificate. And then proceeded to say I'll do a diploma. I said no, I had to see whether I could quickly upgrade myself in the accounting area. Then I started an ACCA course in 2001. And then thankfully, I was able to go through level 1. There were 3 levels. The first year, level 1, I was able to make it by God's grace. And moved to level 2. I was halfway through and I had to come and do my degree again in med lab. And juggling it with the med lab, which was also intensive, and then adding student politics as a leader. I was a pioneer president for the University of Ghana Allied Health. Got to get the constitution done, get the health week done, juggling all this with marriage issues, wedding issues was too much to bear. So I had to just stagnate at that level. But I can tell you when I moved higher in terms of my laboratory management, in terms of my MBA, these things came handy to me because I'd be exposed to accounting. I had to do these things again at the MBA level. So it came very handy. So, and you will notice that once you go to an environment, you are given financial statement, I can make meaning out of them. All right? So at this level, this is what is expected. Nobody is going to go and ask me certain principles as where I'm sitting as a policy level. I will now have to demonstrate my ability to do deductions out of the data that is given me. I know if decisions are not based on data, they only become conjectures. So I should be able to look at data, make meaning out of data, look at the economic implications, look at the political implications, look at the technological implications, and whatever, look at the legal implications on whatever decisions I'm making, so that the decision becomes whole or holistic. So, so the financial implications are also critical. So I think we should be exposed to do anything, learn everything, even though we are scientists. I can tell you the science brain is powerful, and let's not underrate it. We only need to activate it and use it. And when we go to areas that we feel dizzy about, that's where we are supposed to be. If you're in a place where you are too comfortable or you are excelling, please, you are wasting your time. They put you in class 2 and you are first, you are wasting your time. Go to places that you feel dizzy, right? When they teach you, feel dizzy. I remember when I started the first accounting class, the first week I was confused. Debit, credit, and then all sort of, I nearly withdrew at circle when I went for my ACCA. But I persisted, and with time. So wherever you feel dizzy, engineering, please, we need bioengineers in the lab, right? You need IT experts in the lab. We need lawyers in the laboratory arena, because these are things that we need health economists to be able to run our laboratory systems and ensure that we do the analysis and be able to make a case about the contribution of laboratory services to Human Development Index for our nation, and make it a point where we should be paid higher and better. These are the things we need. I'm still not even close in at this point. I learn anything, I read anything. As far as it's something we can consume, it's good to apply your mind to. God, that is life. Life is, you should diversify to be able to contribute to economic development and also contribute to discussions when you meet colleagues, and not just be limited to your area of specialty. And that is what. So I encourage all our colleagues to diversify, to, as I indicated, far back in '97 when I wrote that article, looking beyond the bench, it has become a reality that we need to diversify. So the multiple and diverse degrees and all that is just a way of getting me alive, active, and also, in life, 3 things are critical in terms of aging or dying that will keep you young. One is when your brain is alive, you are alive. So when you keep learning, your passion continues to, so you feel partially. When your limbs or your feet are alive or kicking, then you are alive. Then when your relationship is alive, that's networking, then you are alive. When you have a drop in any of these things, you begin to wane, right? The time you stop learning, I tell you, you begin to grow old. When you are not active in terms of your limbs, your activity, you begin to grow old. When you lose relationship and you don't feel loved, you begin to grow old. You deteriorate in the shortest time. So let's keep learning. Let's keep learning. Once the brain is young and keeps active, there's a reason why you want to stay alive. And I think I'll read anything, I'll learn everything. At times I feel dizzy, whatever I'm reading, but I think where you feel dizzy, that's where you are maximizing your time. Where you are too comfortable, yes, you are wasting your time. So let's keep learning.
Yes, you're right. Doc said it. 3 critical things. Your brain must be alive, and so you should be learning. Number 2, your limbs, your feet must be alive for you to stay alive. And then number 3, your relationships, your network must be alive for you to keep staying alive and active.
So first of all, I think that it's remarkable what Dr. Ignatius is doing. I would say that my experience meeting with him over 34 years ago, I could see leadership and humility and service. We started off in St. Charles Minor Seminary, and it was very clear that he was quite very eclectic, unique, and I think he embraced a very multidisciplinary and scholarly attitude to everything that he does. And so it was with much pleasure and joy that I've been able to join him today and say, keep doing the right thing. But I have just 2 questions, right? Number 1, how do you deal with setbacks or failure? And number 2, what has been your greatest regret? So I just want these 2 things, because you're human, you are real, you are pure. I want you to speak from the heart to these 2 questions. Number 1, how do you deal with setbacks? And 2, what has been your greatest failure? Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you, my namesake. Thank you for your contribution. Doc, you heard those questions. If you can pick them quickly, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, for me, I am governed by a certain philosophy that ab initio, I commit my things to the Lord, and it is normally done in a type of total surrender. You know, when you have a contract with the Lord, or your divine, you have a divine relationship, and you surrender totally, and you have total trust in whatever happens, you should be moved by the philosophy that all things work out for good for those who love. So if there's a temporal setback, it's an opportunity for the Lord to redirect you. Sometimes you don't need to cry that you've lost an opportunity. It is actually an opportunity for God to bring you to what is even best for you, because he sees what is even ahead more than what you can see. So I brood over them for a time, I regret, but they don't put me down. I learn to have look at the brighter side of life and look at what God has done for me, or the other successes I've chalked, and that alone inspires me. Because if you keep brooding over what you've a particular setback, it is not going to change the situation. All you need to do is to wake up and keep moving and looking for better. And I can tell you that I'm also inspired by a certain philosophy. Many people have met me. I keep telling you, God can make you the president of Ghana tomorrow. You don't need a formula. Forget about the formula. So if you appear to have lost in something, he can make up for you 3-10 times. if you just trust in him. If he doesn't do it, it is still his will. That is what inspires me from the depth of my heart, clearly speaking from my heart. So I could brood over something because I'm human, but I don't let that put me down, and I don't blame God for anything. I don't blame myself for anything. You can lose one, but God can give you 5. I can tell you that. And I've seen it multiple times working out in my life. There were many opportunities that I thought I should have hijacked. You think that these are opportunities, but you let them go, and God has a way of replacing. I can tell you, when I was a leader, there were opportunities to be in certain boards. I didn't fight for them. I told them, many people who knew said, as a leader, I'm not ready to take additional posts, because it will be as if you are fighting and taking the booties. And when I left office, this is what God has done for me. So many people have said, why are you coming back to work on the bench as president? You are coming to work under people you led. I said, no, let it be as it is. And God has done what he wants. So that is it. So setbacks, I don't let myself bog me down to the extent that, no, I'm paralyzed or crippled. I unleash my energy and I keep going. You should act like water. When one place is blocked, water has a way of seeping through other ways. That's the way one's life should be. See what you can recover, not what you have lost. The issue of regret, I would say there are a number of things with hindsight. I would say I should have gone faster in terms of my academic life, but I got myself involved in professional politics and got stagnated at a certain. So in that aspect, I say, yes, I think I should have been faster or higher. But in another vein, I noticed that you are just a quiver, an arrow in God's quiver. Okay, you are just a clay. He decides to shape the way it is. So if he wants you to be to serve as Ghana's president or to serve in this role, instead of serving as a professor, who are you to challenge? So it still boils down to the issue of the total surrender to him. If he wants you to be the ear, why are you struggling to be the leg? Because it is big. So just learn to allow yourself to play the role God wants you to play. And once that happens, as I keep saying, his glory will be revealed. We don't seek for human reputation, but we seek for what? God's reputation. All right? And I said, if the two conflict, go for God's one. But if you get God's reputation and you don't get the human one, keep that. If the human one comes, it is just a bonus. So in that thing, I don't regret. In overall terms, I don't regret. Some of the regrets are just temporary, but at the end of the day, I see a divine hand working through all these things in my life. Right. I would have loved to say, oh, I want to be a president of the nation. That could have been an aspiration, but that is not, by not achieving that doesn't mean that you should kill yourself. No, that should not be. God can still use you. If he wants you to be there, he could send you there. If he wants you to be here, who are you to challenge? You rush and go somewhere and you notice that you'll be disgraced, because that's not the place for you. So let's be open to promptings of how God wants to use you. So regret, not regret that will make me be crippled. No. I'm like water. By God's grace, if one chance is blocked, find a way of flowing around it. You cannot push it out of the way, you flow around it, and life continues. That's the way life should be.
Thank you.
All things will work together for the good of those who love the Lord. Things will work out. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Dr. Ignatius Awinibuno, thank you so much. You understand why we needed a part 2 of the interview, and it's been great. Tonight you've taught us so many things. You've shared so much with us, and I believe our participants can attest to the fact that we are leaving this session richer and better, inspired, motivated, challenged, and pushed to do more than we are doing, and contribute to our quota, to nation building, community building, wherever we find ourselves. And we salute you for all the impact that you have made. So far as the allied health area is concerned, you've been a pioneer in so many things, and we salute you for that.